See if we can get him right in it. Then I'll put him right in front of it. Nice. Flying through, it's pretty cool. Sparkle. Great light, let's put him right in it. Oh, I love that little piece of grass right there. Nice little touch. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this little guy. Hey, buddy. Oh, look at that little spotlight effect. Good morning, everyone. Let's go photograph some puffins. I'm here in Newfoundland. It's about 20 minutes before sunrise. I actually got a little bit of a late start today, but there's some clouds blocking the sun. It should be really pretty. I'll show you what it looks like when we get there. All right, the good news is we got some puffins on the mainland here, right off the bat. Some early light. I'm out here with the Z8 and the 100 to 400. So let's see what we can do. The first thing for me is going to be all about these background colors. You can see that sky back there, right? So let's drop the ISO. And I am going to bump up everything a little bit just because it's super windy out here. And I'm getting blown around. So I don't want to deal with the shake. All right, so we got this pair interacting over here. So watch, we're going to drop in nice and low. Get this sky exposed. Look, up to 200ths of a second. I'm going to drop that ISO. Third person joining in. Always unfortunate. So we'll just zoom out and get this line up again. Drop the ISO. Get an exposure in that sky. See if we can get a good line up here. That's nice with the four of them. The one kind of walked down. Try not to have any of them intersect. A little bit easier said than done. There we go. If some of them leave, that helps. Oh, look at that light back there, those clouds. Drop that shutter speed a little bit. See, this is the thing, when we get them kind of in just the right spot here, we can start to expose for them and still have some tone in the background. Let's see if he pauses on that rock right there, it'd be nice. Then we can put some of this foreground in. There we go. All right, so from over here, we can really start to see some color back here. So let's get that shutter speed up. Look at that color. Nice silhouette there. And then he's gonna run away. Here we go. Again, watching that horizon line, that water line, but look at these beautiful tones in the background. So another thing to always remember is just keep looking around everywhere. So this is kind of another area here. And look at this guy. I can put him right against this beautiful sky. Drop the ISO. Look at that silhouette. Let's make sure we don't overexpose. Oh, it's all right. Line him up right here. Yeah, let's make sure we don't overexpose these colors in the background, the clouds, but there he's gone. Got one right here we could photograph against the black. So let's find a nice angle on him. There we go. So we need a little bit more light, slower shutter speed, and up in that ISO. Looks great against the black like that. There's a nice profile. Again, we're gonna try and use, so look at this. See these rocks right here that I'm pointing to? We're gonna try and use those as a little bit of a foreground framing element. Kind of looks good, and then notice that light spot in the background. So I'm just gonna move over. So kind of have them right in the dark. We'll take the flap with the slow shutter speed, maybe get some wing blur, and then we'll shoot it like that. There we go, that should do the trick. Now we got this guy back over here, and we can try and get our silhouettes going again. There we go, let's get that shutter speed back up, ISO down. Nice, let's put them right in the kind of crux of that. So we want to have this line coming down to him there, and then he's going to move, but that's okay. Let's play with zoom a little bit and these clouds. Oh, look at this guy up here. This guy's gonna be a great silhouette. There we go. Hold still, buddy. Let's wait for that profile. Look at that. Let's put those clouds above him. Zoom in all the way. Nice. That was fun. All right, so you see the sunrise sky over here. That's definitely giving us our silhouettes, but if we swing our angle over here this way, you can see, as we adjust some settings here, we start to get some kind of nice soft side light on these guys against this like blue background. We're getting some pretty colors back here with this guy. Look at that, beautiful light. Get a little bit lower, get just those colors in the background. Yeah, see, now he's like against the grasses there. It wasn't that pretty. Yeah, right out on the edge is much better. And now he's too low. There's not that much color back there, so we'll let him go. Here comes another one. Should walk right into those sweet colors. Puffins are a blast. Now, if we slide over here, I can maybe get more of those pink pastels in the background. Look at that there, and then he's gonna move on me. This guy should have some of them as well. And then this one's gonna walk over into the really good colors. Let's get that shutter speed up. Actually, once we're at 500th of a second, we're good, so we'll drop that ISO. See that horizon line, how it's like cutting right through his chest there? So just a little bit of a dip helps us out. Let's zoom out, really get these colors. Oh, here comes the sun. Look at this. Let's see if we can get the interaction here. Or just that. Take that silhouette. We're gonna follow this guy and try and line him up. Let's see if he goes for it. Oh, he went low. There it is. Ball of sun. See if we can get him right in it. No, put him right in front of it. Nice. Flying through, it's pretty cool. Plenty of shutter speed. How cool is that? I'm lined up over here in the water, but you can see already I'm starting to overexpose the sky. So let's get this ISO down. We want to keep that as low as possible. Yeah, he's not gonna work. We definitely need one of these birds that's up higher. Here we go, this guy might do it if he moves it. Oh, there we go. Got him, let's put him right in the sun here. Go dark. Come on, turn his head. Oh, we just about had him. Let's see, we got one more puffin up here. Let's see if we can line him up in that sun. Oh, moving so quick. Come on, turn your head, buddy. There it is. So I'm gonna stay at 400 here, just because that's making the sun the largest. And if I zoom out any, that sun's gonna get smaller. This lineup isn't gonna work, but I do have this bird up top here, which is pretty awesome. So let's see if he walks into the good spot. He should in a second here. It's kind of cool with him next to it, and then right into it. Let's get that ISO down to 100. They sure are making this challenging. Yeah, now he's gonna be too low in the sky there. Try one like that. All right, guys, we're starting to get a little sparkle in the water. So this could be fun now. Let's get our shutter speed down. See that? A little bit back there, not quite enough yet. But as that sun comes up, we should start getting that. Let's see if we zoom out here. So here's the problem, like we can get this beautiful scene, but that water is just so textured back there behind the bird. I feel like for me, it's kind of a mess. Not a mess, but like a mess is an exaggeration, but it's just not that clean. Now, if we zoom into there, it's a little bit better, but then our sun's kind of overexposing. Yeah. Let's It's tough. I definitely need some birds up a little higher on a point here to be able to like kind of line up. So we're gonna go check another spot, see if we can find a better lineup. I feel like our sunset is just about done as far as shooting into it, but we're starting to get some great light on these birds over here. Look at that. Boy, especially when he turns that one direction right there. Oh, plus we got this guy up here over the rocks, a little bit of flowers in the background, but see that dark spot in front of him right there? It's just kind of a mess in the background, so I'll wait for something a little cleaner. Oh my gosh, they're so close right here, guys. Oh, here we go, maybe we can get them to go up. I'm gonna drop the ISO just in preparation that they might go up. Ooh, now here we go. Look at that light. Oh, here he comes, guys. Drop the ISO. I'm at 100 millimeter. Watch that horizon line. Let's let him go over to the sun. Oh, that's cool right when the sun's behind him, right? See if we can get a good profile with this guy. Come on, get behind that sun. There we go. Let's zoom in a little. Use the sun to block him. Get some glow back there. Now watch this. Now our sparkles here. You ready? Look at that. Nice low ISO. Expose for the bird. Get some crazy bokeh back there. There it is. Put him off to the side of the bokeh. Put him in the bokeh. Birds flying up everywhere. We'll work with this guy. Look, all it takes is a little lean too. You see that? Like just a little bit. All I'm doing is just like leaning around here to pick different birds to shoot. Look at that light. Zooming out a little bit, make the bokeh smaller. Zoom in tight. Let's bump just a little bit. Oh, here comes the flap. Oh. .200 ISO looks pretty good. Let's see if we can. Oh, this color is incredible back here. Look at that. I like these birds that are up a little bit higher like this. Get a full shape on them. Then they dip down. It's all right. We got this guy. Let's try some vertical here. Really incorporate these sparkling bokeh. Look at that, leading right to the sky back there. We can even put the sun in if we want. Let it overexpose, that's okay. Oh, we got a juvenile up here. Watch this. Let's see if he shows. Look at that. Nice little dark face guy. Oh, he just turned into the light so nice. I love the little yellow pops in front of him there. Deep blue sky in the background. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Now look at this. Then we come over here. Look at this rim light. He just moved, but against the black. Let's see if we can slide right over here. Just put him against that rock. A little bit lighter. It's not quite there yet. So again, right, this is great to zoom out, and I love showing small and frame habitat, but look at the water. You see how it's just so textured and kind of messy? It just isn't really working that well for me. Look at that light, guys. Bump the ISO just a little bit, keep that shutter speed up. 250th seems decent. Let's see where this guy wants to go. A little bit busy on the background, see, just a rocky mess. He needs to come closer or move into a cleaner spot, because right now it's just kind of too busy back there. So I asked for closer. There we go. See how much cleaner that is? Now, I don't like that rock kind of like cutting right into him though. But that rock is much better. Great light. And then he's going. Oh, we got our sparkle back. Drop that ISO. Let's try this vertical again. Look at that. Wait for the profile, it's important. Zoom in. See how we're changing the size of the bokeh? Oh, look at this profile. Come on. There it is. And the nice thing is, guys, here at 200 ISO, I know I'm going to be able to recover some detail on the bird itself, which is great. Watch, this guy's going to come right up here. Let's go low, zoom out. Aww. I'll tell you, this is where having the flexibility of the 100 to 400 is really coming into play. I'm gonna dip low enough so I'm not seeing any of that bright sky. Although if he comes across, if I can hide that sun behind him. Look at that lighting. Got that nice glow, showing some clouds. And then there he goes. Oh, look at this guy up top. So I'm shooting full manual today, guys, just trying to maintain as much control over my exposure as I can. Oh, but it does make for some challenging changes every so often here. There we go, look at this. Sparkle. Great light, let's put him right in it. Zoom a little wider, zoom a little wider. I think the tight shot kind of works better. Look at these foreground textures are really nice here too, when we can zoom in tighter. Watch the exposure. All right, we got some of these guys right up top. I'm gonna slide over this way just a little bit so I can play with some different backgrounds here. There we go. Oh, look, gathering nesting material. This young guy. Oh, this is great. This guy's getting some too. Good exposure on him. Now, come up this high. We can get some of that horizon back there. A little bit of rock off to the left isn't bad. And then right over here we got crazy silhouette bokeh. Look at that. 400 millimeter. Let's get our ISO down nice and low so we don't overexpose any of it. Incredible sparkle. Wait for a profile. There it is. Watch, zoom out. Make the bokeh smaller. Pretty cool. Now this guy right here, if we photograph him close, we might be able to get some nice glow on him. Look at that. Nice. Now I'm trying to make sure I don't have any water showing in this one. Of course he flaps. Couldn't fit him in. But look, we got a little bit of sparkly bokeh in the foreground there. Oh, and then these guys up here are looking wonderful. Because right now you can see I'm getting this stuff like right back here, intersecting behind him. So I could go a little bit lower here, but then we're not getting quite that nice a background. It's all right. There, if you would walk out to the edge, that's better. Wait for these other birds to get out of the way. Come on. Oh. I kind of don't want that rock in the background this time. There we go, this is cute. A little split light on him. That's working nicely. All right, we got these two interacting right here. Let's check it out. Again, so like we don't want to show that sky behind him, or the water behind him, but then when I shoot down on him, the background kind of sucks, so not really seeing a shot right here. Let's try this guy for some fun sparkles. Oh, look at that. Don't need that shutter speed that high. Let's get my ISO down. Come on, wait for him to turn. Look at the light like hitting his back and everything. There, oh, almost, guys. Come on. Profile, please. Oh, no. Oh, man. He moved. It's It's all right, this guy's kind of giving the same thing here. But then we have other birds in the way. Although some out of focus birds can be fun, but there it is. That's pretty clean. Wait for that profile right there. Now we just gotta watch that this stuff doesn't overexpose. I always think there's something fun to play with like out of focus puffin too in the bokeh. I've always liked, like, look at the crazy patterns it makes. And see, then I can bring it, I could even go out of focus this way and make huge bokeh. But I feel like out of focus behind him actually does more interesting stuff. We just need a good profile. There we go. All right, let's try some normal in focus then. There we go. We got this guy right here. Oh, he's coming in. Oh, I love that little piece of grass right there. Nice little touch. Awesome. Zoom out just a little bit, show more of it. Oh, let's go for this rich rim light. Look at that. Oh, we can rim light him in the rock. A little bit of habitat showing. It's not quite a rim light, it's a little bit more of a side light, but look at him looking right into that sun. Oh man. Beautiful. Let's go a little wider, give him a little space. I'm keeping that exposure nice and dark for the highlights there. Whichever way he's looking, give him space in that direction. Let's see if I'll turn out and look out this way. It'd be kind of nice. Look at those clouds back there. Nope. There it is. Nice behavior. Let's zoom in. Don't love the light, but it's still fun watching him capture that. Try and pick at that. Little tug of war there. What I'm looking for here is these guys lit against this rock background. Just like that. Look at that glow. There we go. This is what we're after. Look at this. Look at that glow. Get our eyes out just a little bit. So the more I put the sun behind them, the more glow I get all the way around them. So I want to try and shoot as much directly into the sun as possible, but I don't want any like that stuff, that light stuff, those bright spots, any of that in the background. So again, we're keeping this exposure nice and dark, really rich here. And then we can just play with nice clean black background. We don't really have to worry. There's a little bit showing there, but that's going to be easy to select out later and make much cleaner. What would be really nice is with this wind, if we can get somebody to land right here. So if we did get that, we'd want to have our shutter speed up. So we're going to manage this, and the wings are going to glow a little bit more. So I'm also going to do something that I love when I'm shooting this kind of dark stuff. So I'm going to keep the exposure really dark here, like this. So it's just that rim lit glow, but it's hard to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to disable the exposure matching. So you can see my settings stayed the same. I'm still shooting a very dark image. It looks like that, but I can actually see what I'm doing right now. And look, haha, I was zoomed in a little bit too tight on that one, but I was able to track him no problem. And again, remember, my exposure is like this. So any of the glow coming through those wings is going to show out quite nicely. So I want to point out already how harsh this light's getting. You can kind of see here, just real strong highlights, real strong shadows, not just on our subject, but also, you know, if I zoom out here and just take a look at the habitat around it, you can see just, you know, in the the vegetation here and everything. It's just real crunchy and messy. So that's kind of about it for this morning, unless you're going to shoot some silhouettes and backlight. There's a little bit of this side lighting stuff still happening, like this. You can see there he's turned into the light pretty nicely there against that black background. I'm going to keep that exposure really dark because look how bright that highlight side is. Watch. If he turns into that sun, look at that. It's like almost, it's right on the verge of overexposing already, right? So it's actually almost better when he turns to the left here, because then I just get the glow on the bill and the more of a soft shadow of light. But then if he goes too far, I get some light on the side of his face. Watch, we'll see right there. See, it's starting to kick in on the back there. A little harsh. Yeah, it's just not great. So we're really looking more for backlight with this kind of stuff. You know, I'd love to show off more habitat so we can put them right in the rock here. But again, it's just like, I don't know, the light in the background. I'll grab one or two of these, but the light in the background's pretty rough. So we do have something else interesting happening here, which is the birds landing in a spot they normally don't. And we still have kind of soft light here, plus some light kind of skimming across as the sun comes up. So this is really interesting, and certainly something we want to play with before we wrap it up. And you can see some are starting to land down here in the softer light, but check it out, background kind of sucks. Water's just too messy, so I'd have to get a lot closer or lower, which we might be able to do. So let's see if we can make that happen. I'm gonna try and go all the way around over there and down low so I can shoot kind of across at the same level as them. That's the plan. So we did manage to get a lot closer here. The water's still kind of a mess, but we do have something else happening here, which is these birds coming into land. There's some razorbills coming across this way and sometimes catching some sun. So let's change our settings. We're gonna go for wide area large here and see if we can get some coming across here. I've noticed some of them were like actually landing facing the light here. Oh, this is gonna be tough. The lighting's not looking that great when they land. Now we could try some out this way, get some of these sideways landers like that. But again, you can see how they're landing away from the light. Watch. Yeah, see, there's like no light, or very like kind of not fun, dramatic light, not on their face, you know, or like just hitting their face kind of weird. I mean, my goodness, we're getting some opportunity here though. Jeez, this is kind of crazy. Maybe some of them are working. We'll try a few here. Because I gotta say, I do love the dramatic light here. Always a fan of that, but man. And I like the way the wings are getting caught, but I definitely want more of these like sideways facing ones. Wow, we've got a few birds right here. Jeez. Let's see if we can get any portraits here yet. Nope, see how the water's still just such a mess in the background. Look at that. It just does not work. All right, so back to getting these guys coming across here. So we need to go a little bit lower, actually. I mean, it's pretty cool they're just hovering here. It's neat to watch them land like this. Look at that guy right up on the rock. That's cool. Let's see if we can get a takeoff. There he goes. Whoa. See now if we get, oh, look at the light on this guy right here. Let's see if we can get him in focus. That's working now. That's working, guys. Nice. Let's go back to 3D so I can just compose him the way I want. More space off to this direction. Wait for him to turn to the left. Oh, it's still so tough. There's no light in the eye. They're challenging birds. This is crazy. Look at the wide view, guys. Look at these puffins. There's so many. They're flying right over us. Oh, look Look at this light, guys. Oh yes, look at this. Glowing right in against that black background. Oh, this is beautiful. Actually don't mind when they show the other way. They just got to turn their head just right though. And watch, there's that glow, but then it's kind of looking away, so that's not totally working. Getting some landers here. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I've never seen this happen here before. You guys are witnessing something really special. Let's see if we can get some of these guys flying across here. There's a little flap. It's really hard to not get overwhelmed right now. There's just so much going on. Look, let's see if you turn to the right here for me. There we go. Grass is glowing nicely. Look, they're just landing like right in next to us here. Look at that glow, little spotlight. I mean, it's dramatic light, but I'll take it. It's fun. Look at that glow. Let's see if you'll turn this way. And the grass is there. Come on. A little bit more. Oh. Nope, instead, more will just drop in. I like this guy out on the rock. Oh my gosh, guys, they're just right here. You see this? You want a puffin portrait? Here we go. There's a puffin portrait. Look at this. This is insanity. Look at this little guy. Hey, buddy. Oh, that wasn't me. Something spooked them all. But something tells me they'll be coming right back. See, told you they'll be coming right back, so I'm just gonna scoot down here. Just try and hide in with them. Also, we might be close enough to these guys to get some cleaner portraits. I mean, the water's still kind of a mess back there. The light's beautiful, but I just can't get, like, the waves back there are just a little too messy for me, for my taste, you know? So, like, watch this. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Let's try and get some of this. Wow. Oh my gosh. What do you even concentrate on? Oh, check this out, guys. Nice dramatic side light here. Wait for that light to hit the side of him. There we go. That works. Just noticed there's some interesting light hitting the waves back here. Just wanted to see what that looked like, but again, it just feels more like a distraction than anything else. Good. Go lighter. Let's go lower. There's my clean background, right? Nice soft light. Look at the light in his eyes. Aw. Had to go and move, huh? Yeah. But you know what? We're gonna keep getting more of them here, so they're coming closer and closer. And we should be able to get some that land up high enough that I can get the background I want. Oh, look at that. Beautiful light in the head and eyes here. It's just hard to isolate. I kind of am like over the sun here. I feel like, yeah, the sun's just getting a little too harsh here for these guys. Although, here's an interesting spotlight right there. Look at that. See if he turns his head. Come on. There it is. And actually, if we zoom out a little bit, then the water turns to crap. No good. All right, let's try for some soft light stuff again. Just need one of these guys close enough. There we go. Look at that. Open up a little bit more. Ah. Oh, look at this dude over here. Hanging onto a feather. Oh, he's got a little thing of grass. Come on, get out of the way. Always somebody in the way, right? I'm gonna really expose. Oh, he dropped it anyway. I'm moving very, very slowly. Trying to get lower here. There we go. Now we're getting some portraits. I mean, guys, we are like just in ridiculous with these birds here. Look at that, though. Beautiful little spotlight on them. I'm gonna darken it a little bit more. Wait for the head to turn just right. Don't love the other puffin out of the back, but it's okay. Let's see about this guy. He's got a fun spotlight. I kind of like what's happening with this spotlight like that, and then just like let the other birds go dark. Just zoom in, get a nice tight portrait. Give him a little bit of space. How cool. Got some nice split lighting going on this guy here. Look at that, that's pretty cool. Watch, we need him to turn to the left or flap. Oh, perfect timing for it to blow focus. Oh man, that sucked. Oh, look at that little spotlight effect. I'm basically just shooting really tight here because there's just so many birds. Like, watch, if I zoom out, it's just kind of like a mess, you know? There's just like too much going on, but it's cool to see in the GoPro. And now we're actually down here so low with them, I can like shoot up at some of these guys. Check it out. Like, look at that. Get them up on the rock there. I mean, we're getting some beautiful soft light. There we go. All right, I think that's time for me to get out of here, guys. That was amazing. All right, so that's a wrap for this morning. It's at least an hour after sunrise. The light's super harsh. I wanted to get out of there where those puffins were because you could tell they were like a little on edge. A raven had just flown over. That's what scared them that last time. But what a morning, guys. Incredible variety. So that to me is what it's all about with this 100 to 400 and the Z8. The Z8 was perfect, lightweight, you know, high resolution. Not that that's a big deal, but it's nice. And just really good dynamic range, great low light capability, and allowing me to go up to really high shutter speeds for those silhouettes and bokehs against the sunrise like that when it was really bright. And then we got to go over and do some portraits, soft light, really close, even some flight shots. I don't know if any of those are going to come out, but it was fun to shoot them. The action was kind of crazy and intense. I know today's video was a little bit all over the place, but that's kind of how it is out here photographing these seabirds and these puffins. It's just chaotic. There's just so much going on at the same time. You really just have to be like thinking on your feet. It's really hard to make a plan. As I mentioned one of the times, it's easy to get overwhelmed with just so many birds all over the place. It's kind of, it's a really good thing to just sort of slow down and kind of zero in on one bird or one technique at least, and just try and do that, which I think I did a good job of today. So hopefully you enjoyed tagging along with me while I photograph these puffins here in Newfoundland. It's an amazing place and it was really cool. It's my first outing out after just wrapping up my workshops up here, which was a great time, but it's nice to be out and just shooting for myself and having a good time with these birds. So thanks again for joining in. I'll see you on the next one.